Tom Downey for Chat Sports here with the latest Todd McShay NFL mock draft. He's going 2 full rounds with trades. We begin at pick number 1 because, where else would we begin? CJ Stroud is the selection for Carolina out of Ohio State. We have spent a large amount of time on CJ Stroud. On number 2 pick, Bryce Young out of Alabama. So, quite frankly, I don't feel the need to spend too much time on those guys. You know exactly who they are as prospects, their strengths and weaknesses, etc. But before we get to pick number 3, a trade. Indianapolis jumping up to number 4, or from number 4 overall, and paying a heavy quarterback tax. McShay's trade idea here is something in the ballpark. Just say what it is, Todd. A third and a future second. Now, that is close to the infamous, I'll call it, Mitchell Trubisky trade from the Bears. That is a lot to give up if you are Indy. That is a significant overpay, the quarterback tax, if we will. But Indy moves up to take a quarterback. Anthony Richardson, number 3 overall. McShay says he's heard mixed messages. He can't decide if it's Richardson or Will Levis. I think it's Richardson for what it's worth if they do take a quarterback there at number 3. I would make note this would be the 4th time in the quote-unquote common draft era where quarterbacks go 1, 2, and 3 overall. Not maybe number 4. We'll get to that 4th pick here in a moment, but I want your predictions here. Will a team trade up for the number 3 pick? I believe the Cardinals would love to move down and acquire more draft capital for what is going to be a bit of a rebuild. Not sure they're even attached to making sure they get Will Anderson, hypothetically. So will a team trade up for that number 3 overall pick? Why for yes and for no? It's going to be the pinned comments of today's video. So if an ad break comes here on YouTube, cool. Take advantage of it. Head down there. Let us know. Why for yes, N for no. Will Anderson does go number 4. Again, that's pretty logical. Best player for most people in the draft. Gets a 3-4 edge. It's a good fit. Jalen Carter ends up going number 5. And this is what is tricky. Where Carter goes, I don't have a great feel. He's only taking draft in the top 10, which his camp clearly thinks he's going to go in the top 10. Tyree Wilson, number 6 overall. Out of Texas Tech. He's a lanky, long, can maybe play some inside there for the Lions on third downs. I don't mind the fit, though, for Tyree Wilson. You add that to Hutchinson. Houston's a good combo there. Devon Witherspoon, though, is the first cornerback, off the board. I'm not sure he goes corner 1, but I do think the Raiders might be a little bit more likely, as we sit right now, to go defense than they would to go quarterback. Back-to-back corners, Christian Gonzalez out of Oregon. I would say a couple names to monitor here for Atlanta. I think they would love Christian Gonzalez. I think they'd love Tyree Wilson if he gets to them. Obviously, Will Anderson. If Gonzalez and Wilson are gone, keep an eye on like a Miles Murphy and a Nolan Smith. Peter Skoronski at tackle/guard here. He wants to move Jenkins to the inside and then play Skoronski at right tackle, so I guess that's fine in the end. Bears also wouldn't mind looking to trade down there. Lukas Van Ness goes number 10, which is interesting. I like Van Ness. I think George Karlaftis style player here, but I think top 10 is a little bit rich here for what we're talking about Philadelphia. I would prefer Nolan Smith, who we'll get to in a little bit. Not a tackle at number 11. Jaxon Smith-Njigba out of Ohio State here goes number 11. I have concerns. I think if you're maximizing Burks and JSN, both guys are in the slot, but you're taking the best receiver in the draft. You're trying to make things better for Tannehill and or maybe Malik Willis or a different quarterback. So, hey, it's not a tackle. I appreciate the variety there from McShay. Love Nolan Smith here at number 12. Getting a full juiced-up pass rusher is something Houston needs. Now, maybe if JSN's there, he ends up being the pick. But I do think acquiring an edge rusher is a must for Houston early on in this year's draft. Are you tired of struggling with bad habits? Cold turkey might be great for sandwiches, but there's a better way to break free from those pesky habits, and it doesn't involve weird mind voodoo or other bizarre tactics. So introducing our sponsor, Fume, an innovative award-nominated device that helps you kick bad habits to the curb by focusing on the good parts. Fume is all about embracing the natural. It's not electronic, and instead of vapor, Fume uses air, flavored air. Best of all, it's free of harmful chemicals and packed with delicious all-natural flavors. The adjustable airflow dial and movable parts and magnets make it perfect for fidgeting, which can help alleviate stress and anxiety while you break your habit. I wasn't sure what to expect at first, to be quite honest, but I was pretty pleasantly surprised by the taste, feel, and look of Fume. Breaking a bad habit can be tough, but with Fume, it's easy, enjoyable, and even fun. With over 100,000 customers and countless success stories, there's no reason why you can't be next. Start your journey today towards a healthier lifestyle with the Journey Pack from Fume. Visit tryfume.com/chatsports and use code chatsports for 10% off when you get the Journey Pack today. That's tryfum.com/chatsports, and we're going to use the code chatsports. Links in the comment section and the description of today's video. Paris Johnson slides, quote unquote, so this makes this a perfect selection for the New York Jets. Johnson, number 13 of Ohio State. Plug him in at left tackle. There you go. Another trade at number 14, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, a slight overpay, the third and a fifth rounder. Call it the quarterback tax because Tampa comes up to take Will Levis out of Kentucky. I am not a believer in Kyle Trask. I do think Tampa's going to give him a chance there. But I do think if Levis starts to slide, Tampa is a logical fit for Levis. And maybe there were some concerns over the Commanders or Packers taking a quarterback. But Green Bay goes Myles Murphy at number 15 overall. I'm on board with this one. They could use some more pass rush help. Rashawn Gary's come up for an ACL. I think Murphy's a good scheme fit for them. Joey Porter Jr., number 16 overall, the number 3 corner taken here. Commanders need some more help. I love JPJ. Be a home run fit for the Commanders. Broderick Jones at number 17, the next of the top offensive tackles off the board here. He'd be a plug-and-play at left tackle. Then one of our weirder picks in round 1, Bijan Robinson. And McShay stuff with fans will question, which yes, they will, because they have they lose Jamal Williams, but they have DeAndre Swift and David Montgomery. So I think adding another running back is maybe not the most logical output. So Lions fans, don't get mad at me. I don't love this pick either. Number 19, the Patriots, now having traded down, take Darnell Wright. So this would be a potential right tackle option for them. I think that 15 to early 20s range, I could see Darnell Wright going there because is probably the best pure right tackle in this year's class. Zay Flowers, who I do think could be receiver 2 off the board, goes as receiver 2 to the Seattle Seahawks. McShay's been liking the draft a slot receiver for Seattle. I don't hate it. Kalijah Kancey goes 21 to the Los Angeles Chargers. Brandon Staley saw Aaron Donald. I do want to make it clear, Kancey's not Aaron Donald. I think he's more Ed Oliver, who hopefully has a better career. But that impactful 3 technique, it's weird because McShay starts off talking about the run defense, which isn't great for what Kancey does. I thought that was kind of a weird fit. Quentin Johnston out of TCU to the Ravens. If weird blend of traits and skills, built like a possession guy, but plays like a smaller receiver. Hey, let's get some Lamar Jackson. I assume it's Lamar Jackson or a new quarterback, whoever the hell it is, some actual receiver help. Producer Patrick, our Vikings fan, hates this one. Hendon Hooker, number 23 overall. I would be very scared of drafting a 25-year-old quarterback coming off torn ACL in a Mickey Mouse offense, which he needs time to adjust to an NFL one, a real one, with actual full-field reads and whatnot in the first round. I like him. He's my number 5 quarterback. That's a reach for me. So how many quarterbacks end up going in round 1? I think the over-under is 4.5. Is it 4? Is it 5? Is it only 3? Does Will Levis not go round 1? Get those predictions in for me in the comment section. Dalton Kincaid, number 24. He plays a little bit like Evan Ingram to an extent. He's a better seam stretcher. The back has to be checked out. That should be raising some red flags there. Emmanuel Forbes to the Giants, not a receiver, but a corner. He's 166 pounds, but if he was, honestly, if Emmanuel Forbes, if you could reverse liposuction him and give him like 25 pounds of weight, he would be in the running for top corner this year because he's got great ball skills, good size outside of the skinniness, and he's fast too, but he's skinny. Michael Mayer, number 26. I would love this one. I've got Mayer as the best tight end in this year's class. They have some good tight end options, I know already, but Mayer would be an upgrade and would be the best tight end immediately for this team. Jordan Addison, number 27. He's also a little bit skinny, but as the fourth receiver taken, I think that's a great selection for the Buffalo Bills. Cornerback Deonte Banks, number 28. Now, they do have Cam Taylor-Britt. I like the value of Banks here. I wonder if the Bengals might prefer a trench player or even just a straight-up tight end, but I like the Banks value. At a time, at a Barre, at a Northwestern, goes number 29. I think he's got to play 3 technique in the NFL. Maybe could do some 5 technique stuff for you, but he's an impressive athlete who, a lot of projection there. Will McDonald, number 30, out of Iowa State, a bendy edge rusher there for Philadelphia. Love that pick. And I'm a big fan of Felix Anudike-Uzomah out of Kansas State. He goes number 31 to give some more juice to that pass rushing crew in Kansas City. Now, this video originally aired on our NFL Draft channel. Make sure you guys are subscribed over there, youtube.com/chatnfl, so you get all of our awesome NFL draft coverage for you. It's youtube.com/chatnfl. Mazi Smith kicks things off in round 2. I'm a little surprised they invest that early in a defensive tackle, but he's a good football player. Love Jalen Hyatt to Houston at number 33 overall. Bring some speed to that wide receiver, even if he's kind of only fast right now. Arizona takes Jahmyr Gibbs. Running back's an underrated need for them, so I actually don't mind that one at all. James Conner would be a good complement to Gibbs, who is explosive as all get out. Julius Brents, who is a Colts-style corner, by the way. Long arms, great athlete. He might need some time to adjust to full NFL-style things, but Brents in the second. It's a little early for me, but I don't despise it. Keely Ringo out of Georgia to the Rams here. You trade away Jalen Ramsey. Corner is an area of concern. I actually like this pick a decent amount. Ringo, much like Brent, it's upside. Can he maximize on the traits that he has? He's a better athlete, less ball skills, Trayvon Diggs, who was fairly raw coming out of Alabama. Seattle back on the clock here. And although I will make note, Todd McShay said that Tyree Wilson was the first-round pick. Editor, mistake. No, it was Jalen Carter in the first round. Reminder. But Keon White in the second, I actually don't mind, especially when you're taking Jalen Carter there. Add some more trench pieces. I think the top 15 buzz was ridiculous. Early round 2, I'm much more on board with. Brian Brzee in the second round to the Raiders. I think defensively, Witherspoon and Brian Brzee is a really great 1-2 punch. He scares me in the first round because it's kind of all upside, all traits, less production. But in the second round, it's much more palatable, I'll call it. The Panthers get a guard to help protect C.J. Stroud. One of my favorite guys, Osiris Torrance. I think the Panthers' O-line's actually in decent shape. The interior combo for now of Brady Christensen, Bradley Bozeman, Oscar Wade is an elite, but it's good enough. It's survivable is the term I'll use there. So I don't hate that one. Plus, I'm a big fan of Osiris Torrance, and I'm a big fan of Darnell Washington out of Georgia. There are oftentimes you'll see tight ends described as they're just big receivers. Darnell Washington at 264, 6'7", and a fantastic blocker is a skinny offensive lineman. So whether it's Darnell Washington or Luke Musgrave, I wouldn't be shocked if the third guy snuck into round 1, depending on how the board falls there. So over or under 2.5 tight ends in the first round. O for over, U for under. Get those votes in for me in the comment section. Drew Sanders to Tennessee here. I think this is fair value for Drew Sanders, but you're going to have Monty Rice, Azeez Al-Shaair, and no offensive lineman yet for Tennessee? That part makes me go, Joe Tippmann to the Jets. They have back-to-back picks here, so a starting center, they need that. I'm on board. And I think the best pick in all of round 2, Brian Branch. To put it in perspective, I wouldn't be mad if he was the Jets' first-round pick. That's how good I think Brian Branch is. I know he's not an elite athlete, but nickel corner safety, I think my player comp is like a slightly bigger Jimmy Ward. So Jets, Niners defensive background, it makes perfect sense. Keanu Benton to the Falcons here, a defensive tackle. He got Grady Jarrett, signed David Onamata. I feel like McShay kind of got locked in too much on defense here. Luke Musgrave, I like that one, to the Green Bay Packers. He does scare me. He's a great athlete, but I think he's a bad blocker, drop server. He's kind of like Evan Ingram to me. First round, not a fan. Second round, okay, as tight end 4, that intrigues me a little bit better. Now, I'm a big DJ Turner fan. I think he should be a top 50 pick this year because he's a great athlete. There's really good stickiness in coverage. I don't love his fit in New England. They do love the undersized corners, but they also managed to re-sign most of them. They have Miles Bryant's an RFA. They have Jack Jones, Marcus Jones, Jonathan Jones. They got a lot of Joneses now that I look at it. I don't think they need another corner. John Michael Schmitz out of Minnesota to the Commanders. So I'm not sure the Commanders are that high on JMS. We'll see about that. But if they think you can play guard, it makes a little bit more sense for Washington. Jack Campbell out of Iowa to the Detroit Lions. I think Malcolm Rodriguez is a keeper. I actually like Jack Campbell as the eventual Alex Anzalone replacement in Detroit. Love Cam Smith at 49. I mean, if you could flip Cam Smith, Mozzie Smith, I think I feel a bit better there. I think he's a top 50 player. I don't know why he's slid in a bunch of mock drafts there. He's a long-term starting corner for Pittsburgh down the road. Anton Harrison, love this pick for Tampa. He could be a round 1 pick for them, frankly, because right now their left tackle room, unless they're going to move Tristan Wirfs over to the left side, which I doubt they do, it's Justin School. We're going to try Luke Gedeke at tackle. There's nothing there, so they need a left tackle. The Miami Dolphins get a mountain of a man in DeJuan Jones, 6'8", 374, 36 and change inch arms. I think the weight concerns are very valid for DeJuan Jones, but plug and play at right tackle. Let's ride. Offensive line run, Steve Avila goes to Seattle here. Now, he can play guard or center. I would wonder if Seattle's earlier pick would maybe be John Michael Schmitz, who they did work out there. But Avila did play center at TCU. Maybe that's an option for them. Worst case, he would be a plug-and-play option. I think at either guard spot, I think he's best, though, at left guard. Now, of the more likely round 2 players, who is your favorite one in this year's draft class? Sound off for me in the comment section right now. Zach Charbonnet, number 53 overall. You bring in Deonta Foreman, you sign Travis Homer, you have Khalil Herbert. I like Charbonnet. I don't know if running back is a big area of need for the Bears. Brenton Strange, surprised he goes in round 2. McShay says he recently dug into Strange's tape, so I guess he's just behind. It's fine. Everyone in the media is behind. I think he is underrated. I think 54 is too early, especially over Sam Laporta. The Lions getting Laporta at 55 would be awesome. I think that'd be a great selection for them. I know they got Brock Wright, whatever, but I think adding another tight end impact one in a great class makes a ton of sense. Tyreek Stevenson, 56th out of Miami to the Jacksonville Jags. You need another corner? I have no real complaints about that pick. Or this one, Josh Downs, 57 overall. I guess the Giants just love the small receivers, but I like Josh Downs. I wouldn't mind some bigger players. Trenton Simpson. Now, Simpson is a pre-draft visit for the Dallas Cowboys. I don't love him in round 1. He's kind of in that, okay, there's like 20 guys like late round 1, early round 2 that could make some sense. Get him late round 2? Love that pick for the Cowboys. Riley Moss, the Iowa corner. I like this one. He was very good at Iowa. I think he's a better fit in zone. Bills play zone. Boom. It makes sense. Matthew Bergeron, who I think does need some work as a pass protector, by the way, out of Syracuse to the Bengals. He's a right tackle. There's your short-term or maybe just long-term Jonah Williams replacement with Orlando Brown now at left tackle. Byron Young, the edge out of Tennessee. That is the Tennessee defensive end there. He's a little bit older, but he is really athletic. I can't take him in round 1. 61 is a little bit early, but the athlete is very intriguing. And the Bears, of course, need another edge rusher. I love Antonio Johnson of Philadelphia at the end of round 2. That is a very realistic range and fit and need, all of it. Like, he'd be a great Philadelphia Eagle. You'll lose Marcus Epps, you lose Johnson Gunnar-Johnson. You sign Stroud in short term, there's your long-term starting safety. Finally, Jonathan Mingo. Bit surprised he goes at the back end of round 2. I think he's kind of more of a maybe late third-round player, but he has some better size than some of the guys in this year's class, and he'd probably be great with Patrick Mahomes, right? So grade this Todd McShay NFL mock draft. A, B, C, D, or F. Sound off for me right now in the comment section. If you just want to grade your favorite team's mock, that's fine too. I'll give him at least a C+, because 2 rounds is a lot after all.